Hey guys, it's Barry at CTech-review. We got a fun one for you today. We are going to do a two-part series on the all-new 2025 Lincoln Navigator Black Label. Let's get into this. So for 2025, this is a all-new generation Navigator. There's a lot of change, but yet in some cases, there's some things that have not changed, which is a good thing. Let me talk about what has not changed. This still has the 3.5 liter high output EcoBoost engine with 440 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. It still has a 10-speed transmission. It's not a hybrid. So you get the tried and true powertrain that's been in the Navigator for almost 10 years, and they have now revised this. Even though the powertrain has not changed underneath the hood, there are some calibration and some differences that I really appreciate. We'll just kind of start. 3.5 high output EcoBoost, intakes in the same location. We've got our coolant reservoir, batteries in the same location. Generally speaking, not much looks different. The thing I've liked about this motor is I like the power, I like the fuel economy, and I also like, if you are someone that is wanting to service this, it's pretty easy to like change spark plugs and just simple things like this. And check this out, some of the full-size SUVs don't have that. This still has a dipstick where you can check your oil. Otherwise, under the hood, it's still the same animal. Let's go over the exterior real quick. What is different for 2025? Well, a lot. First off, the hood is different. The front end is completely different. This one being a black label, it has some unique grille. This is a completely unique design to the Navigator for 2025. You'll also notice that the fog lights are no longer down below, and you'll also kind of notice that the fascia down below is also different. You still have active grille shutters. You have projector LEDs. You'll also notice the beauty LEDs. The camera's not picking it up correctly, but this is a solid LED that goes through the whole grille. Looks very, very cool. Wheel-wise, this is an 800A package. This does have the 22-inch upgraded wheels on the Michelin Primacy tires. What I like about this tire is it actually is a mud and snow rated tire. When we go down the sides of the vehicle, we'll notice the badging is different than the prior generation. The running boards are the same. They still come out, power running boards. You do have a little bit different door handle design. Still same gas cap design. All right, now let's move to the rear end. This is a big difference. If you're coming from the prior generation, you're gonna notice the whole back fascia completely different. The way the LED sweeps across the rear, it's got a really cool LED that comes across, and you kind of see the beauty and some of the details of breaking up the LED with the reflectors. Also, the Black Label kind of has a really cool built-in Lincoln badging in the rear. You can kind of see the LED light that lights up along the rear, and then the backlighting on the back of the emblems looks extremely sharp, especially at night. Plus, you got a little bit of extra detail in this area. Exhaust wise, looks very similar. You got a full-size spare down below, and you've got your hitch hidden underneath this beauty panel. Let's open up the rear liftgate. This is another big difference. You're gonna notice this is the new split gate design. I see a lot of value to this personally, a few reasons. Number one, this doesn't come out as far. So if in your garage, you're worried about distance to your garage door while your garage is closed, this is gonna make it a little bit easier to get in and out of, and I appreciate that. You like tailgating with family and friends, this is kind of neat. You can use this as a tailgate. Pretty neat. You have some nice storage underneath here as well. I also like that they put USB-A back here, as well as a 400 watt and a 12 volt charging. You still have your ability to put some privacy in this back area, and you still have your power third row seating. An area where Ford has done a really great job in the last few years is this smooth flooring. Notice the transition from the tailgate all the way back. This is a smooth area for storage, or even if you're doing some home projects and you need to lay something flat down here, you could. You still have some storage back here. You've also got this cool light right here, which is right here. And I think that is super neat, and you can actually tilt this up. That is a really neat feature, especially like at night if you are tailgating. This is like, honestly, like a pretty neat feature. You can recline your third row, and you have cup holders as well as USB-A and some storage above. Now to shut this, there's a few ways you can go about this. You could just hit this button and the bottom part of the liftgate closes, or you can just simply hit this one button and it will close both at the same time. You still have your third brake light, and you still have the spoiler above with your hidden windshield wiper. Nice clean look. Trim wise down the side, I like how you just got like these little details built into the glass, look sharp. Let's go over the window sticker real quick. So this is what's called now pristine white metallic. Interior is invitation black onyx. As I mentioned, this has the 3.5 high output with the 10-speed trans. This is an 800A package vehicle with the 22-inch all-season tires and all-weather mats. This is pretty decked out. Being a black label, there's typically not a lot of options. You kind of get it all. This has a total MSRP of $119,485. 15 city, 22 highway, 17 combined. There are some other cool benefits to the black label package that you do get, as well as a 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty, a pickup delivery service for 4 years, 50,000 miles, a premium maintenance, and a 6-year, 70K powertrain warranty. So that's another thing that has changed. All right, let's look at the interior of this beast. First thing we noticed, we see the sides of the doors, nice soft touch material with some nice stitching, but this door design is completely different. The speakers, the tweeters are still in the same location, but you notice something missing here. You no longer have your seating controls here and your mirror controls. They tried to simplify the door design and just give that clean look. And it's got some really, really solid padding here. And I like this like satin trim work here. You've got like this open area here for the grab handle that's nice and beefy. Some really nice speaker covers here. And then you've got some good storage down below. This is a harder material down here, but it looks nice and durable. Now, the seating. This is where Navigator has done a really great job for the last, since pretty much 2018 when they refreshed it. Their seating has been best in class. And it's not changed, it's only gotten better. You'll notice more bolstering up in this area versus the prior generation, and they shaped the seats a little nicer. Now the seating controls have moved from up here on the door to down here, and this is also your massaging feature. And then you have your black label entry guard, which looks nice, and this lights up at night. But just check out the leather. This is super nice and soft. I like that, good venting. And you got the cool embroidery of Lincoln on the side. Let's check out the startup sequence. To start this up, you have your push button, which moved from up here down here, and you can kind of tell this layout is completely different. Let's start this up. This is the next thing you're gonna notice. We no longer have a traditional gauge cluster above. You have a panoramic design that is across the interior. You got your nice speaker covers there on the sides, as well as the Revel Ultima center speaker. But look at the display that goes across. It's massive. Now that you no longer have the traditional gauge cluster, you also really don't need the heads-up display because this is almost at the same height. And there is so much adjustability of what you can display on this that you really almost need to spend some time to customize this. Let me show you what I mean. So these new controls right here on your steering wheel, if you notice the display, I don't know if that's picking up, you can kind of see where my finger is moving. You could change your cruise control as well as some other settings. You could turn off your lane keeping. There's a lot you can do in this area. You also have your fuel gauge on the side. You have your traditional gauge cluster, which you can customize. And in this area here is where you could put like a widget area. Then you've got your Google Maps, which would show up when you hook up Apple CarPlay with your odometer, temperature, and it shows transmission. And then this side here is more of radio and other widgets you can add and your time. Now, you still have your traditional dash down here as well. So you have your navigation built in, shows your phone, shows your radio, and then this is your profile. You'd have a profile set up for each driver. Another thing I like is how smooth these controls are. Do you notice it's not glitchy? And the transition from screen to screen looks very premium. This is where you can add widgets up here. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. So right now we have in this corner, there's 3 spots. We've got radio. So if I want, I can put compass right there. I just put the compass right there. But if I want, let's just put fuel economy there. In the middle, I'll put tire pressure. And then on the third one, let's just put trip. So now you can see we got fuel economy, tire pressure, and trip, all just in that one side display. Pretty neat. There's some good customization of what you can add there. And if you want to reset your fuel economy, you can just reset above. This is your standard home screen. And then you can go, this is your vehicle settings page, which you can put drive modes, which Lincoln has had for a while. You've got normal, 2 high, normal 4 auto. You've got excite, conserve, slippery, deep conditions, and snow climb. So you still have all of your drive modes, which I really like. After drive modes, you can turn on your auto hold, traction control, hill descent control. This is where you set up your driver memory for your seats. In this area here for digital scent, you can actually change the scent of your vehicle. There's different cartridges you can do. This is pretty neat. They're really trying to bring a premium theme to this vehicle. You've got your lighting controls for your ambient interior, exterior for different zones, as well as your ambient. Seating, this is where you can turn on, you can move your second row seats from your display. That's really cool. So you can move this thing forward. How neat is that? Or if we want to put it backwards, how cool is that? And then you can see it's flipped forward. Now let's hit it and put it backwards now. Pretty nifty. This is where you can move your front passenger seat if you'd like, or you can adjust and do your massaging seats right from here, or you can do it from the side of the seat. So you can touch these individual controls and then adjust each individual pad of your leg, which is really nice. And then you've got valet mode. You've got tons of different apps you can add in here. There's a lot you can do. Now, some other changes. You notice most of your HVAC controls and your comfort is all on the screen. There is no longer a physical button down below. Transmission controls move from up here down here, so that's pretty much the same. This is your audio, so you can turn up the radio there, and then your manual transmission controls are now right next to it. Plus you can turn on your park assist here, turn out and here's another feature I like. You can turn off your start stop, and this is another area where you can do your drive modes. When we look at the center console area, this has got like a pretty neat theme, a wood grain. Open this up, you have wireless charging, USB A and C, your cup holders. Good storage here, USB A, you got a 12 volt, and you've got some storage down below. I believe this is the digital scent area, but I need to confirm what that is. Really nice arm pad here. Feels very premium. Then you got great storage here. This is where your vent controls are, and I also wanted to show you something here. For your climate control, these buttons are all touch, and it's kind of wild how you can shift and move the air around. So that's kind of neat. And you can obviously do this the same on the passenger side. And then you can just, if you want simple, you could put on body ventilation, or you can do off body ventilation. So that's kind of neat. I like that they just got one simple button to move all of your vents in one orientation. And then you can do the same for the rear if you want. Just set auto. Steering wheel. The steering wheel is completely different. Number one, it's a little bit smaller, but it's very comfortable in the hands. The stitching looks really nice. I find my hand I like this spot right here. Elbow up in here, elbow here, both in a good spot location. Great comfort here as well. And also look at the soft touch around the sides. This, you got your Blue Cruise sensor here, and then you've got the stitching. These controls are all touch. You no longer have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. This is for your parking brake and your split gate. Also, being a Black Label, you get the Alcantara, nice suede material all through the headliner with the panoramic sunroof. Got the real nice leather touch soft points. The whole dash obviously is soft touch. I do like that they kept the flow through storage between the driver and passenger. Let's check out the second row. You carry that same theme of the soft touch all the way through. Nice speaker grille covers, top and bottom. You've got some nice storage below here. Back of the second row has been premium for a while. This one has the entertainment package for both driver and passenger side, but just this material feels really nice and premium. And another thing that's super cool is this has a USB connection and HDMI that you could connect to the back of these headrests. Very cool. Good storage in the second row. You have a 400 watt plug-in here. I like that they retained the cup holders down below. When we get to the second row, this is a pretty upscale second row. You got a really nice center console. You can cover your storage. You got 2 cup holders, wireless charging. This gives you all of your controls, massaging seats, cooled seats, and HVAC from your second row. Plus, you've got a really nice storage here as well. How cool is that? A nice hidden compartment. That's awesome with charging. Very neat. But just look at the seating here. It's very nice. You got your massaging controls here. This is a big change from 2024 to 2025. These second row seats are really nice. Plus you have these controls up here as well, where you can just hit this button and it will pull the second row seat all the way forward. Very nice. Gives you a good entry into the third row. We're looking at third row seats. This is one of the better ones out there. What I mean is this, look at the leg height. I want to show you guys. I'm 6 foot tall, and I like to try to show some perspective here. Let's just put our second row back in position. I'm reclining my third row We've got good leg room. I see no issue there. But check this out, guys. Third row heated seats. We don't just have second row anymore. You have third row heated seats. You have good storage up above, cup holders. This is really nice. I mean, this is an incredible, incredible third row. Plus you have a little armrest here if you want one. But you still carry that premium theme of the Alcantara all through the roof. And notice this, guys. This is a button. This is a speaker in the third row, so people can hear. If you're chatting and talking, you can hear each other. Very cool. And just for perspective, for headroom, 6 foot tall, no problem. So I could have a 6 foot tall adult, first, second, and third row comfortably. This is really nice. To get out, I just hit that button, and there we go. As I mentioned, there are a lot of changes on the interior and exterior as far as refinement that they have really tried to class up the Navigator. I'm personally a big fan of the 3.5 high output. We've running this in our Navigator, and I've been impressed by the power. So I'm glad they actually kept that and didn't add some complicated powertrain. Keep it simple, and that's what I like about that. If you notice, there is a theme of the new Navigator. Some things got a little more advanced as far as the dash and the panoramics, but then some of the other controls got simpler. There's less buttons to have to worry about. You will, if you're a tech person, you're gonna appreciate all the customization and the premium touches they put on this vehicle. I also wanna thank Rich Schakowsky and Anthony at Varsity Lincoln in Novi, Michigan to allow me to do this review for you guys. We've purchased several vehicles for them, and we've been always very impressed by how they treat us, take care of us, not just in the buying process, but also the service process. That's a big deal anymore. If you have an issue, it's nice when a dealer takes care of things for you, and I definitely recommend these guys. And I appreciate Varsity Lincoln for allowing us to do this review. We'll have a second video to this coming shortly where we do a ride and drive review where we compare how does this thing feel to the outgoing model, as well as other full-size SUVs in the market. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Got a lot of great content more coming on full-size SUVs and the Navigators. This is just the beginning. Thanks for watching.